In the last class, that is the part one of export documentation, we have discussed about various kinds of export documentation or export documents. In that, we have completed the two kinds of invoices: pro forma invoice and commercial invoice. The third kind of invoice is foreign custom invoice. So we'll start with this foreign custom invoice. It is an invoice which is required by the custom authorities in certain countries, not by all the countries. Sometimes the custom authorities may not recognize the commercial invoice for their requirement purposes. Therefore, a special format invoice is required for such kind of countries for the purpose of or else in the place of commercial invoice. In such places, the exporters may submit these foreign custom invoices. And the fourth one is consular invoice. Many countries notably requires legalized documents. So this consular invoice is a descriptive document prepared by the exporter in the language of the buyer's country on an officially prescribed form supplied by the buyer's country government. So usually this document is prepared in the language of the buyer's country. Here seal, signature and official stamp of the exporter company is to be there on this document. The consulate general is to verify all the contents of this invoice. Usually it consists of the details about the total value of invoice, details about the quantity of the invoice, and about the nature and other contents of the invoice. So these are the four different kinds of invoices which might be submitted by any exporter company. And when we come to some other important kind of documents, certification of origin or certificate of origin sometimes is called as. So this is also very important. So this document is particularly prepared by the exporter. It means this certificate of origin is an important document for tariff and control purposes. Maybe it is on the shipper's own letterhead to a countersigned certificate by the Chamber of Commerce. Actually, it identifies the particular merchandise is originated in a particular country. That means the particular organization is manufactured in a particular country, made in India, made in China, made in Japan. Such kind of origin is to be certified by the manufactured country, that we are calling it as certification of origin. And another document is inspection certificate. Usually the inspection is to be done. The inspection is actually done by independent firms or independent agencies, not by the buyer or seller. That means not by the importer or the exporter. This inspection team certifies the quantity of the goods and quality of the goods being shipped. It is necessary for many countries, and some special purpose documents will also be there, like certificate of weight of the commodities, certificate of measurements of the merchandise, and even certificate of analysis as to ensure the quality of the merchandise. So such kind of special purpose documents are also necessary when we export to some countries. And another document is insurance certificate. This insurance is for the merchandise that what we are shipping, what we are actually trying to deliver it to some other country, what we are trying to export. The insurance certificate should ensure to show that the insurance provide full coverage for the entire shipment. It also describes the transactions and other coverages in brief. It also protects the merchandise from any kind of damage while transportation. There is a possibility of damage of the goods while transportation, so it is mandatory to have this insurance certificate for the merchandise also. And airway bill is basically a bill of lading issued by an air carrier for shipping the merchandise through airways. The merchandise to be transported by airways, then this document is necessary. And very important document for many countries is bill of lading. So this is the main one, bill of lading, and all these are the purposes of bill of lading. Bill of lading, what is the purpose of this one? This will be useful as a document of title. Title means ownership. It shows that who is the owner of the merchandise, and it also be useful as a receipt of goods. The same bill of lading can be used as a proof of freight of carrier's possession. Usually, as we discussed, the exportation may not be done by these manufactured organizations itself. Usually, they may depend on some other agencies specialized in exporting. So that is why it is necessary to have a proof of this freight of carrier's possession. That is why this bill of lading is also useful as a receipt of goods, and is also useful as a contract of carriage. All the contractual terms between the shipper, the person who is transporting this merchandise, and the carrier. Carrier is the actually who is transporting this merchandise, and the shipper means who is exporting this. That means who is trying to deliver the products. Shipper means who is actually executing this transportation. So between these two parties, all the terms and conditions of the contracts are can be mentioned in this contract of carriage, which is a part of bill of lading. So whatever the kind of mode of transportation, maybe shipping by ship, or maybe by, that means maybe by water, or maybe by airways, maybe by train. So whatever the mode of shipping, so this bill of lading will be very useful for the exporter. So these are the different kinds of export documents which are very essential for both the countries and for all the parties who are actually involving in this export process. So in the next class we will be discussing about the export procedure and order processing of an export. So this is for today. Thank you.